Hi, everyone. Welcome to the PokeBeach.com podcast. My name is John. I go by Water Pokemon Master on the website, and I am joined, as usual, by the wonderful
Justin Basil of justinbasil.com.
We really need to figure out this introduction so you're not awkwardly talking like that.
Hey, we got this.
This week, we're really excited to announce that we're going to be giving away 3 sets of 50 code cards for Pokemon 151. And you can get them in one of 3 ways. Either by, how is it? Do YouTube again? You explain it.
Okay, so you can enter to get your...
So you can't even do it.
Because my brain is like trying to explain to you and then, okay.
No, explain to them. Who cares about me?
Let me process. Okay. You can win 50 code cards in any of 3 different ways. So there'll be 3 different winners. We're going to be picking a winner from Twitter, a winner from YouTube, and a winner from PokeBeach.com itself.
Yes.
So to enter on Twitter, you're going to like and retweet
this episode.
This episode's tweet when it goes live on the PokeBeach.com Twitter.
And follow the account, obviously.
Yes. And you should definitely be following. Yes, like, retweet, and follow.
And then for YouTube, you like the video, comment on the video, and subscribe. That's how they say it, right? That's how those YouTubers say it. Like, comment, and subscribe.
That works.
And then on the website, this episode will also be posted there, and just give a comment on the website, and you'll be entered.
Leave a comment about today's episode.
Yeah. In the episode thread. Okay, so we've got that out of the way. So great. So let's get into this week's news. I don't even know what we have.
When are we picking a winner, John?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess in a week.
Do you want to do 14 days?
No, let's just do a week.
No,
a week. Just a week.
7 days? Okay.
We'll announce the winners on the next episode. How about that?
That'll work.
In a week.
At the end of the next episode.
Oh, okay. We'll do that in a week. All right. We are so organized. Look at us. We're not tripping over our words. We're not getting confused with things.
We are certifiably professional.
Yeah, we are very professional. All right. So let's get into this week's news. What do you want to start with?
Let's first call out the fact that there wasn't an announcement for the English set for Scarlet Violet 4.5 yet.
Oh, yeah.
I jumped the gun last week.
Yeah.
It's going to be next week, most likely.
Yeah.
We're going to hear news soon. It's coming.
Yeah, it'll probably be next week episodes.
Let's start from the bottom. Let's start with the Slitherwing and Iron Moth promos at Best Buy and GameStop.
Okay, so just as he said, by reading the news story title, you can get a Slitherwing reverse holo promo from Best Buy and a Iron Moth reverse holo promo from GameStop, and they have their store stamps on them. And this will actually be given out starting today, although you will have to check with your individual stores, because I swear to God, every time you go in, they've got a different story. They don't carry them. They don't have them, and then you come another day, they have them. So your mileage will vary. And as usual, you'll have to spend $15 on Pokemon TCG products to get either of the promos. So, yeah.
I really like these two. I don't know if people have actually gotten a chance to see the reverse holos for the Paradox Pokemon cards, like the Future and Ancient cards. They're not like the traditional, or not the current style of reverse holo foil. They're just like the mirror holo foil from way back when.
Yeah, like Ruby Sapphire
they really
days.
look good.
Yeah,
they look great.
I actually used to hate those because they get scratched so easily. So I don't know if they've maybe fixed that now.
Probably not.
I don't know. So yeah, that's that news story. And we have a Paradox Rift set guide that you can read for information on the set. You can also go to Justin Basil's website for his set guide. And next news story.
Next news story, Crown Zenith Premium Collection Pikachu VMAX
is coming to Walmart for Black Friday. So this will release on November 10th. It's a reprinted product in that it includes reprinted items and cards and packs, but it does come with a new Gigantamax Pikachu pin, which we have never seen before. So this is basically a larger version of the Crown Zenith Special Collection Pikachu VMAX, which released in February for $29.99. But this collection is only going to be $24.99 and comes with one more booster pack than that collection did, plus the pin. So you're getting a better value. But this will only be available on Black Friday, so it's probably going to go pretty quickly. So, yeah. And then we also... Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
But all those Walmart scalpers are going to pick up the whole pallet of merchandise and run off with it.
And then tying into that news story, Walmart is also, TPCI has also released new Crown Zenith booster bundles at Walmart that contain 6 booster packs of the set for $28.96. It's exclusive to Walmart stores. Now, in the past, we never really learn about products that are exclusive to stores because they're not listed on distributor websites because it's a deal the Pokemon Company has with the individual stores. We only learn about these products when people begin to spot them on shelves. So that's why we didn't report on this before because we didn't know about it. And this product is worse value than the Pikachu VMAX collection we just talked about because that one is that one is 7 booster packs for $24.98, but this one is 6 booster packs for $28.96. But this product will probably be available for longer because it's not just a Black Friday deal. So that's kind of the trade-off there.
Yeah, can I just say I really like these booster bundles? I'm glad they're doing these instead of just ETBs. Yeah. The Elite Trainer boxes are so wasteful.
This also means that Pokemon can just decide to print new product for sets at any time. I mean, we've been seeing that for years now. I think that started with not Evolving Skies. What was the other Rayquaza set? What was the other one? The older Rayquaza set.
Celestial Storm?
Yeah. No. After that.
Roaring Skies.
Roaring Skies. That's where they started to really reprint sets to kind of when the prices get too high on the secondary market, they started to reprint them starting with that set. That was kind of a trend that started, and we're seeing it here again. They're making more Crown Zenith packs. So,
yeah, I mean, it's I'm glad they exist, and it's a good thing for people to get their hands on them.
So be sure to head to your local Walmart store to get those. All right.
Now we got to talk about that. Why Walmart? Because we've had so many people so confused about the whole Walmart thing. I was like, it's a running gag, but you got to explain what the heck.
Okay, so people have always wanted to know the truth about Walmart. So the truth is, all right. So what's our next story gonna be? I guess the pre-release Raichu.
Pre-release Raichu.
Okay, so this is a legendary card in the history of the Pokemon TCG fandom. The legendary pre-release Raichu card. It is a base set Raichu card with a pre-release stamp in the corner of the artwork. If you went to Pokemon League back in the day, in the OG days, like Justin Basil and I, you could get these cards for doing various activities. The first one they ever released was the Clefable pre-release promo. I've been playing since the beginning, and that was one of my first memories of Pokemon League, was getting that pre-release Clefable card. And they released others over the years like Aerodactyl and Misty Seadra. But anyway, so this pre-release Raichu, the myth goes, was accidentally created when Wizards of the Coast was stamping the cards for Jungle Clefable, giving it its pre-release stamp so that those cards would go out to Pokemon League. And apparently the Raichu cards were to be destroyed, as the story goes, because they shouldn't have existed in the first place. But some scandalous Wizards of the Coast employees saved 11 copies, according to legend. And these were, okay, this is where the legend ends. Some employees did actually show off these cards at tournaments. It was Mike Boozer who would show them off to people. And the first time we ever got a photo of the card was in 2006 when he posted a photo of his to the Pokegym, that old forum where everybody used to congregate in the Pokemon TCG community. So that's all we knew about the pre-release Raichu for years. And it, unfortunately, a lot of people over the years have used the card to scam people because it's so easy to create it. If you have access to a stamping machine at the printing plants, they could take a base set Raichu and stamp it. And so the card was spoofed so often that it might as well not exist because there's no way to verify if the copies you would see in real life are legitimate ones that were actually created back then. But now CGC grading company, CGC Cards, has done a deep dive into authenticating two pre-release Raichu that originate from two Wizards of the Coast employees. They used forensic technology to analyze them, scan them, and they determined that they were made in the same fashion as pre-release Clefable. So these cards are almost certainly real, or at least were created in the same manner as Clefable, which is not something you can replicate today anymore. So, the collector who bought them, his name is David Person. He told me that he purchased the first one in 2009 for $10,500 from that Wizards of the Coast employee, Mike Boozer, who had posted his photo to the Poke Gym. And then he also purchased a second Raichu that was discovered by a Wizards of the Coast employee who went to work at the Pokemon Company, was flipping through her binder, and TPCI employees pointed out, hey, you have a pre-release Raichu. And they actually found a post-it note on the back of the card saying like, oh, this error card is for you. So the collector purchased that one for $20,000 in 2018 and shared that data with us. So this pre-release Raichu, though, it technically it's not an official card. It was never meant to release. It was supposed to be destroyed. So if you are a collector who wants to have a full collection, this doesn't technically count. It's more like maybe an error card, but it's important to the history and lore of the early Pokemon TCG fandom. Like, this was the Holy Grail card everybody used to always talk about because there were only like 11 copies. So now it's no longer myth. It is real and verified and has been graded by CGC.
That's cool. It's a little bits of history that you get like this that you're like, man, makes you feel like a kid again.
Yeah, it's like it's cool that we're still discovering things from way back then. Like this was like a rumor on early Pokemon TCG forums back in like 2001 or so. And to see it here back in 2023 being verified and graded, and a company checking into the history of the cards and talking to ex-Wizards of the Coast employees and doing like this forensic technology, like we wouldn't have gotten this back then because the Pokemon TCG it wasn't really worth forging cards like that back then because they weren't worth that much. Like a first edition Charizard would be like maybe, I don't know, $300 or something. So yeah. So anyway, the legendary pre-release Raichu has been certified and graded. All right.
Crazy.
So what's our next news story?
Indigo Disc DLC coming out on December 14th.
Okay, he said pretty much all they announced. Is that
That's all they announced.
That's all they announced. They didn't release a new trailer, new Pokemon, no nothing. For those of you who don't follow the video games, who may be more TCG fans, this DLC is going to introduce Terra Pagos. I keep wanting to call it Terra Gapos, like the Galapagos Islands, but it's Terra Pagos.
Terra Terrapagos.
Oh, that's how you say it. That makes much more sense.
Terrapagos, Raging Bull, Iron Crown, and Archaludon.
Yeah, thank you. You should pronounce them from now on when I'm not half asleep. So in this DLC, players are going to travel to the Blueberry Academy, which is an underwater battle academy that emphasizes Pokemon battling. And we discovered a TCG trademark several months ago called Battle Academy, which we expect is going to be a set based on this DLC because it's called Battle Academy and the game school is called Blueberry Academy. So
something a little interesting I noticed the other day, and this is kind of an aside, but I don't know if you noticed. So it's in Paldea, right? Or not this DLC, obviously, but the original games are in Paldea.
Yeah.
And you have Uva and Naranja. So you have Grape and Orange Academy. Those are the fruits they're based on. But you have Blueberry Academy. Well, this is happening where?
What are you saying?
So the names of the academies, you have Uva and Naranja. So you have the Spanish names of the two fruit for their academies.
Yes.
But when you get to the one that's in America in Unova, it's in English. It's Blueberry instead of Arándano.
Why are you saying this one's in America?
Because it's happening. It doesn't happen in Paldea or Kitakami. It happens in Unova.
Why are you saying this is Unova? You mean that's your theory?
No, that's where it happens.
This is in Unova?
Unova, yeah.
Says who?
This is the press.
Where did it say that?
I think the original release.
I didn't see that. Did it? Blueberry Academy Unova. Oh, you're right. Okay. Well, what do I know? Okay. I missed that. I missed that little detail.
Crazy, but I'm not wrong.
I guess I missed that little detail. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So this is an American school. That's why we have this. Oh, right. Oh, I did know that. That's right. It's because how do you say his name?
Archelodon
is based on the what was it? Sky Arrow Bridge. What was it called?
I don't know if it's Sky Arrow because that's in the Pokemon universe, right?
What was the bridge called in Unova? Unova Bridge.
Oh
yeah, Sky Arrow Bridge. Okay, I'm not hallucinating. Okay,
I thought you were talking about it. I thought you were talking about a real life bridge.
No. It's like the Sky Arrow Bridge when you're going into the big city. Yeah, it's like kind of based on that. Looks like it. That's right. I did know that it was in Unova. I forgot. Oh, and it's got Cobalion. What am I saying? I should know this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. So
I thought that was just something a little interesting to point out.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
That's a good point. Because I didn't even realize that myself. And then I guess we should talk about this one.
Yeah, we get to see some cute Squirtles and some cute Bulbasaurs.
Okay, so there's going to be a special deck set releasing in Japan on November 10th. A special deck set Venusaur and Charizard and Blastoise, and it comes with illustration rares of Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Here's Bulbasaur next to a window with a Pidgey. Here's Charmander inside a house, staring at a
pair of Pidgeys,
wanting to eat it. And this one down here. And then here's Squirtle with Pidgeys around it in a pool at a house. And as you probably know, we already got the Charmander in our Obsidian Flames Elite Trainer box as a promo. That came out early. So we're not exactly sure how we're going to get this Bulbasaur and Squirtle. Maybe it'll be in the special January set. We don't know. And then these the decks are also featuring alternate arts of Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise EX, as you can see here. We also don't know how those are going to release. Maybe there'll be a spring tin or something. I don't know. But we should find out more about the special January set next week. So we'll talk more about it then, maybe.
We should, yes.
And I these arts are just, I don't know, what was the assignment, you think? Like draw the 3 starter Pokemon next to windows with Pidgeys or something? Like what was
I don't know, but the fact that they all 3 of them have Pidgeys is just, it shows how important Pidgey is to the franchise. And they're trying to make Pidgey the new Pikachu.
Yeah, and they're all different illustrators. Maybe the assignment was like show these 3 Pokemon at a house, like they're all at the same house maybe, and Pidgey's like show that it's all the same house. I don't know, because like you've got Bulbasaur in, I don't know, a sunroom maybe, and then Charmander in maybe an office looking out, and then Squirtle like on the patio. So I don't know, but it's cool that they're all like themed the same, even though it's different artists.
Yeah, they're all cute.
All right, and then we had more revealed from Shiny Treasure EX last night, which again is going to be our special January set. Justin Basil translated them. What would you like to talk about?
Just kind of hit the Frigibacks real fast.
Oh,
so this is a new 70 HP Frigibacks for the people who are playing Chien-Pao Excalibur. This might be a good one to have in the deck just because of collect, and with the extra HP being over the single retreat one, this might be worth it for the decks that are really interested in having that, especially now with all the spread damage that Iron Valiant has. Having that extra HP might be good. Obviously, extra HP is already good for Sableye math, but yeah, just having collect is never a horrible thing on a Pokemon like this. That's if you whiff your TMs or whatever, you can use collect to draw some cards. The Varoom I think is kind of crap, so don't worry about that one. But we do have this new fancy technical machine that's worth talking about, I think. So you have Technical Machine Crisis Shot. It's a TM, so we'll skip the TM text. You already know that it attached to a Pokemon like it because it's a tool attached at the end of the turn. But for 3 energy, it does 280 damage, and you can use this attack only if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining.
For 3 colorless energy.
Right, but you may not have to pay that attack cost. So there is a Cramorant from Lost Origin that has an ability that shuts off the attack costs of the attacks it uses if you have 4 cards in the Lost Zone. Now, notice the wording I had there, because that's the actual way the card works, not the way it's written on the text.
Well, it's supposed to be for any attacks that the Pokemon can use, including attached TMs or attacks printed on the card or attacks it copies.
Right. The wording that's actually printed on the card doesn't make that clear. But that is how the card actually does work. And that's how all these cards work. So you get stuff like Mytiana and Drapion and Radiant Charizard. They all can drop the attack cost to either nothing or to very low based on how their abilities are functioning. So you, on a Cramorant with 4 cards in Lost Zone, you can use Crisis Shot for no energy.
Right.
So if you want to slap a Cramorant down to end the game with a 280 damage attack, this is your guy.
This seems like oddly a specific scenario, though. Like, is this really going to see play?
I think it might.
Really?
Yeah, I think it might. It is niche. I get it. But in something like Lost Box, where you don't necessarily have the means of getting another big attacker out, or maybe in something like Giratina, where you don't really have the ability to stick a Giratina V-Star out fast enough to take the game, if you have the ability to, Clara a Cramorant back to your hand, drop it down, switch to the active spot, attach Crisis Shot to it, and then just knock out whatever's in front of it. That may be the difference between you getting game and not. Because maybe your opponent has 1 prize card, you have 1 prize card, and this is the way you do it.
Nice. And then we have...
it's niche. It's niche, but it's good.
And then we have 2 Students in Paldea trainer cards. They're just alternate artworks of each other. Pretty cool.
Yeah, these both have such wordy text. It was a nightmare trying to word this. I will read this out loud as cleanly as I can. I'm sure I'm going to fumble over my words, but I'm going to go for this. It says, search your deck for a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, reveal it, and put it into your hand. For each other Student in Paldea in your discard pile, you may search your deck for another Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. Then shuffle your deck. Pokemon EX, V, etc. have rule boxes. So this is the border card. I don't think it's good. Pretty much at all, unfortunately. This is the kind of thing where you'd want it to have a big effect at the beginning of the game and maybe not care as much at the end, but it has such a small effect at the beginning of the game, so it's not really good for setting up. I think the TMs are a better search option than this. You should use Technical Machine Evolution if you really want to search for a couple Pokemon that at least forces evolution out. And this is your supporter card for turn. You're actually going to want to use something like Professor's Research or Ion or even Boss's Orders instead. So yeah, this is not it.
And then we also it was also revealed that the Alakazam EX alternate art promo that was included in our Alakazam EX box is going to be included in Shiny Treasure EX, and we expected that because Japan has to have some way to get all of our alternate art cards, and this is how.
Yeah, they've shown that a bunch of our pre-release promos are getting in this set. They're getting some of the alternate art Chen Pao is also going to be in this set.
Yeah,
the one that came in the starter deck and stuff.
League Battle deck, I think. Yeah.
The V Battle deck or the EX Battle deck.
EX. Oh my God.
EX. Yeah.
Covered so many years of Pokemon TCG history, I get things all mixed up.
It's that Blastoise news that's got
right. That's
what
one.
it is.
That was this just 2 hours ago. I posted that.
You're seeing that V. That's what you're seeing.
Yeah. So speaking of that, there is a new full art Venusaur V and Blastoise V that will be releasing in China's latest Pokemon TCG set. This is the first time we're ever seeing full art versions of these V cards. This is because when they released in 2020 and 2021, they were included in decks in Japan, and that usually means, there's no full art versions. They're typically thrown into a set or turned into a promo, and there's no full arts. But for this set coming out in China, they created them, and I think it's because these 2 Pokemon are going to be headlining the booster pack artwork, as you can see here, and because China just started printing... because China just started getting Pokemon TCG sets in mainland China a year ago, they have to use recognizable Pokemon on the pack art to kind of sell the card game to new fans or older fans. So I think having recognizable Pokemon on the artwork helps with that, and then including them in the set makes sense because they don't have full arts, and it seems kind of weird when they're on the pack. So... yeah, and then these are probably going to remain country exclusive cards because we moved on to Pokemon EX at the beginning of this year. So I don't really see an opportunity for them to release those here or elsewhere. We are getting that Jirachi V box, but that's kind of an exception.
I could see maybe them doing, I think they did something similar to this recently, where they have like let's say Blastoise V, right?
Mm-hmm.
The full art Blastoise V and the alternate art Blastoise EX in the same box with like the Squirtle alternate promo.
Maybe
it's the Charizard. The Charizard's not got the full art, right? That's got to be what it is, because they can put the illustration, that new illustration in the box for the Bulbasaur. So it'd be the Bulbasaur, the V, the full art V, the EX.
Did you just crack it?
Them.
Did you just crack the code? Did you just crack it? They can do it
for each of them. Yeah, for each of them, they can do just that. I don't know if that's what it actually is, but that does feel like what it probably is.
That would be pretty cool, actually, because we don't have the Bulbasaur. We don't have the Bulbasaur and Squirtle illustration rare yet. How are we going to get those? They might throw them into the special set, but hey, this is a good idea. Put the Bulbasaur with Venusaur and the Squirtle with Blastoise V here, and
then put Charizard in the set to sell more stuff.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's it for the week. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
Yeah, let's hit up some of these Q&A questions that we had left over from last week.
Sure, let's do like maybe 2 of them.
Okay. Let's see here. I think this is a pretty appropriate question since Paradox Rift comes out today. Let's see here. Cyndaquil on PokeBeach asks, what is your favorite looking card in Paradox Rift? John, I'll let you go first.
No, you go first. I have to look. I love the illustration rares, obviously, but I think my favorite was, hold on, because I kept putting it in the tweet. But I liked Sandy Shock's EX actually. I like that it shows it like walking in the desert environment, and I have a thing for deserts because that's where my family always used to vacation. And I love the 80s Tapu Koko EX illustration rare. I love that simplified artwork. I pointed out in another episode, it reminds me of the Poke Beach pins we used to give out at tournaments that had like that kind of sunset simple artwork. What else do I like? Obviously, I liked the Steelix helping the construction workers and the Porygon Z. Anyway, okay, you tell yours.
Okay, so there are a lot of really cool arts in the set. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually going to pick one of the regular rares, or the regular cards. Not even a rare. It's actually a common, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? So Shiji Kanda has lately been putting out some amazing artwork. They're fairly new artists for the trading card game. I think they started back in like Brilliant Stars. Mm-hmm. So they're really quite new in terms of illustration. But they did the Blitzel in this set. And it's just really cool.
Where's the lightning? Yeah. Okay, Blitzel.
So do you want to switch over?
Oh yeah, that's nice. See it? Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me switch over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's just really cool artwork. I just really like the style that they have, and this card in general just has the color in it is just something else. So I really do like this card.
Now that I'm looking at this closer, did the Blitzel set those 2 plants on not on fire, but like on did it electrically charge these 2 plants to give off light here?
I don't know, but it's still cool.
It's like, what is that? Because it's a night scene. You've got the comets and stuff and the stars in the sky, and then why are these 2 plants have yellow glowing orbs on them? I think Blitzel charged them. See, it has electricity coming off its body. Yeah, I love that art.
Yeah, I just love Shinji Kanda in general. Okay, so the other question that we'll hit up today, and I'm gonna go first on this one because I know you're gonna have to think about this one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
how unfair! How unfair! You didn't give me any chance to prepare for these.
Yes, but you have to actually think about this one. To be fair, you had this whole list of questions already. You had plenty of time.
I didn't see.
Okay, so Fallen Star Real on Twitter asks, we've seen that A-Specs are returning. Mm-hmm. Are there any other mechanics you would like to see return to the trading card game?
Ooh, gym.
Okay.
Owner Pokemon.
You didn't even have to think about it. You're like, oh, I don't want to have to. And then you're like, oh no, I know exactly what I want. Okay, Ogre's Pokemon is really cool. I get it.
I feel like the early and Dark Pokemon, of course, but like those early concepts like really helped the like the characters of the games. Like the gym leaders solidified those 8 gym leaders in people's heads. I mean, the anime did too, but like I can't keep the new gym leaders straight if my life depended on it. So it's kind of nice to have like tie-ins with the trading card game that like promote things that are from the video games like that. The human characters, because I feel like the human characters are an important part of the franchise, and I just wish they would get a little more love in the card game like they used to, like Team Rocket with the Dark Pokemon.
I very much agree with that. Actually, it's a fair point because like obviously Kanto is Kanto. But Kanto also had all of these gym cards.
Yeah.
That like you look at like Erica's Jigglypuff or Erica's Tangela, and like that's Erica's Pokemon. Yeah. And it refreshes. Yes, Erica is a gym leader. Her Celadon City Gym, that is a card also. All the stuff that ties into her. I very much.
Well, I don't think can we name any of? I can't even name the gym leaders from. I can't think of them right now. There's so many generations in my head that I would literally have to sit down with a pen and paper and try to write them all out and figure it. I mean, I could do it, but I could never do it on the spot. It's like I can't even think like which generation are we on? There's been so many. I mean, I know
9.
Yeah, no, I know, but like I'm trying to think of the gyms and everything. It's like what was this generation? That's because I got like 10 others,
like
8 others in my head.
I could probably name most of the gym leaders, or at least a good chunk of them, like Katie and Brashus and stuff.
Yeah,
but like, could I name their gym?
No,
probably not.
No way. The cities, no way. Like, forget it. Yeah, I would have to. I mean, I might be able to come up with a few if I sat down, but anyway. So what was your answer going to be to this question?
Okay, so my answer was going to be held items. So
like the Shinx and Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah. So there was something similar to ancient traits that gave like Pokemon a little something special. So they kind of like they had like a little different effects. There's a Murkrow, for example, that had Dusk Stone as a held item, so that you could evolve it the turn it was played down. And because it wasn't like an ability or Pokepower or whatever, you could just keep it even if you had something that would normally shut off an ability or a Pokepower. That's exactly an example. Rostberry, so that like if it's burned, it's recovering from that special condition, right? So that you have. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say you really like these like innate effects on cards. Like when last week you were talking about the evolutions and everything. You like it when they have like built-in effects.
Yeah, well, I mean, otherwise it's just tackle 10 damage for 1 colorless energy, slap 2 colorless energy 20 damage. It's like, oh my god, this card is so exciting! It's going to be great for the development of the game.
But but most of the effects are not going to be good because they can't be. They'd be too powerful. So they're fitting all this text onto cards that aren't really that great. I don't know. I mean, I guess they could cut
even something like Rostberry. Rostberry isn't that good, right?
Yeah.
But how is Rostberry any less impactful than, say, the Terra effect on all these Terra Pokemon?
Yeah. What? And oh my god, that's another thing. Why did they even come up with that Terra effect? Like, what was that? It like has no inspiration at all from the game.
But it does have an impact on the game.
Yeah, but it's not like inspired by the games. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't like if you were to come up with a Terra effect, like bench damage protect, like what? Like how is that Terra? What does that have to do with Terra Pokemon? That was the weirdest thing. That was the weirdest thing they did to me. That was the weirdest thing I feel they did.
Whoa, that victim mentality.
I just misspoke.
They did it to me.
I had 3 hours
specifically
of
to
sleep.
me.
To me. I had 3 hours of sleep, so I'm messing up my words. But
it's still good.
They did that to me. But yeah, that was a weird decision they made. To me, in my opinion. What am I trying to say? I have a day old McDonald's coffee here. I'm wondering if I should just drink it.
Just chug
it. Yeah, but anyway,
but like okay, so even the Shinx, right? Mm-hmm. Rostberry recovering from burn, not that good. But you look at something like the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, right, which prevents you from being affected by special conditions. It's something that's small, right? But it does come up. And if it comes up enough, it matters, right? So even if say you have this Shanks in standard, let's say this exists in standard now, and another Shanks that just has tackle for 10, you're going to play this one because it is slightly better.
Yeah. But the other thing too is that so many of the cards now have so much text on them, like the secret rares with the EX boxes and, you know, all that. And it just feels like it would be hard to just add even more. Like, A-Spec, right. Speaking of A-Spec cards, those were the worst offenders. Like, what was that one Genesect A-Spec tool card? Yeah, that one had like 20 text boxes on it. So it's like...
Right, but like, a lot of these effects so a lot of these held item effects, they're on the lowest of the stages, right? They're on the Shinx, they're on the Murkrow. These are typically Pokemon that don't have very much text on them. So I think they would be perfect.
Oh, I mean, that's a good point. Like, maybe it'll give them a little more protection to make it so you don't get donked so early in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Ancient Traits did something similar, right? You have, what is it, a Baltoy? The Baltoy that has the Ancient Trait that prevents it from being affected by the effects of attacks of your opponent's Pokemon. That matters, right? Like, it's a little thing.
I guess as long as they're like selective with who they put it on, then so you're not getting secret rares that are covered in text, because that wouldn't be.
Well, it wouldn't be secret rares. It's usually on the commons and maybe some uncommons.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They would have to choose carefully. Yeah, that's a good idea. So is that it for the week? Can I go back to bed?
I think the only thing we'll say, okay, there are no major tournaments this week. So last week we had the regionals in Toronto. JW Krewall, Flex Eddie Righteous, a fellow podcast host.
And he used to write for the website.
Yeah, he's part of the Tag Team Podcast. He won in Toronto with Miraidon X, which is very awesome. Everybody doubted, and he proved them wrong. He made sure to say, "Hey, look, this deck is actually good. I'll show you," and he did. And upcoming 2 weeks from now, when Paradox Rift becomes tournament legal, LAIC, or the Latin American International Championships, is going to happen. That will be the first major tournament with Paradox Rift legal, and I am anxiously awaiting the results of that tournament.
And they're going to be giving away the Iron Valiant illustration rare code for TCG Live.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Cool. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Is that how you say it? And for your chance to win 50 code cards of 151. And then you can go to our Twitter to retweet the tweet that contains this episode and follow the Twitter account, and go to the website and post. Each one of those will give you one of 3 chances to win 50 code cards of 151. Yep. And
we will announce the winners next week.
Yes, and also next week we should have the reveal of our version of Shiny Treasure EX in English. So I am definitely looking forward. For real this time, where I don't have to stay up super early. This is also why I'm tired. I've been up the past 3 nights waiting for the news, not realizing that I miscalculated when they would be revealing it. So I haven't gotten any sleep this week, but that's part of running this website. So that's how it goes. All right. So, we will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you have a good week.